Hi everybody, you're watching a new episode of I Talk to Notebooks, and my name is Sarah. And today I want to talk about my transition into a new journal, which has happened behind the scenes of this channel, and how I feel about it, how I felt about my last journal, blah 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 blah, transition stuff. So here was my last journal. This was journal 22, and this is a Fringe journal, and it's spiral bound, and it got really thick. Look at that. This is easily the hugest journal I've ever had, ever. No even close comparison. Now, for reference, I've got a couple more of these Fringe journals that I've bought because I liked them, and this is how it was before I filled it. Part of the reason this journal is so huge is that I did the mixed media challenge in here, as you all are intimately familiar with if you have even glanced at my channel in the last month. That's all I was doing on this channel pretty much. And it's very huge. So the mixed media challenge took up a lot of space, but also I went on a camping trip. My family came to visit, and I was just printing out a bunch of pictures, which can add a lot of thickness if it's like a lot of them. So this has a lot of like scrapbooky stuff in it, and then like artsy dimensional stuff in it, and as well as all the usual decorating with scrapbook paper and washi tape and stickers and this and that and the other thing. So that is why it is so massive. This was my first time journaling in a Fringe journal. I saw them, got 3 of them, put them on my to-use list, and this is the first one that I used. It seemed an appropriate cover for spring because this journal, I started it in April 11th, and it went all the way up to August 7th. So that should tell you something right there, particularly because 15 of the spreads, so like 30 pages total, were actually just used on the mixed media challenge, plus lots of scrapbooking that took up a lot of space. So that's not a lot of writing in general over a very long period of time. That's almost like April, May, June, July. That's like 3 months. But this journal isn't that thick, and it shouldn't have taken me that long, particularly with all that filler stuff. And some of that is going to be because the pages are so much larger that it takes longer to fill them, but I do tend to do things to compensate for that, to try to fill up space so it isn't so daunting and exhausting to get through the journal, and so that it's a little more interesting to look at too. But also I just got into kind of a slump while using this one. It just didn't feel great because it was so big, and because it was like, not only is it bulky to cover around, like this doesn't feel natural to me, but also the spiral boundness of it, while convenient, just didn't really inspire me. Just everything felt so huge and daunting, even with all the decorating. Even the decorating felt huge, so that was a major con. I definitely got into a slump with this. Pros, it took fountain pen ink really well, which is nice. I like being able to use my fountain pens. And it's also very, like the spiral boundness is nice because you can flip it over and just write on your lap, which is really convenient. And another good thing about this journal was that it helps use up a lot of supplies because there's so much space to decorate and to fill that you can actually get through a lot of stuff. Like you can use a lot of washi and a lot of paper particularly, and even stickers and stuff. So if you have a lot of consumable supplies you want to use up, a journal like this might be really good. What else? There was a few other good things. The paper was very smooth. The cover got really dirty. I didn't really use the journal cover that I made. I just felt more comfortable without it. It's more of like a thing that I did. I'll probably throw it away eventually. But it's just like a nice accessory to have, I guess. But I prefer writing without it personally. And so that's pretty much it for this one. Yeah, and the cover I didn't decorate because it was already decorated. Okay, so that. I moved into another markings by Gibson. Much smaller, as you can see. Oh, one of the annoying things about the Fringe was that it doesn't fit in the frame of any way that I set up my phone that is doable for me. It just doesn't fit in the frame. So filming videos was really annoying with that journal. But with this one, it fits nicely in the frame, and I just love this journal. I love Markings by Gibson. I just love it the most. I think my goal is one day to just use these, but I've got so many other journals, you guys, and I still buy other ones because I think this could be interesting, this could be fun. I like trying new stuff, what can I say? And yeah, I'm gonna do a blank journal collection organize / sort / declutter video, because some of those I need to get rid of, and some of them, like, I just need to go through and get rid of them. It's to the point where it's actually causing injury sometimes, which is funny. I'll show you guys in another video like why that is and how that works. But these are staples. These are my favorite. I'm totally out of my slump. I write in this all the time. I'm obsessed with it. And I'm almost halfway through, and I've been writing since the 8th of August, and now it's the beginning of September, and I'm projected to finish by the end of September. Like the 26th right now is what I'm getting for when I should be finished. If you're wondering how I know all this stuff off the top of my head, you should go and watch my 2-part series on the journaling spreadsheet, where I can show you guys how to use Google Sheets to create some interesting statistics about your journals that can be really fun to track your progress or give you some insight as to which notebooks work the best for you as journals. Oh, I can't believe I didn't mention this Nissan logo is actually genuine. I found it in a parking lot, broken, and so I just got some crazy glue from the dollar store and just used it to stick this on. This is not budging. I don't even want to know what was in that crazy glue. I got some on my fingers, and it can't be good because this is not moving. It's not even thinking about moving. This is part of the journal now. Now, yeah, it's gonna get annoying towards the end when I'm trying to write over that bumpy logo, but don't lie to me. This looks awesome. I've always liked Nissan cars. My dream car is a Nissan Cube, and I've always been really fascinated with car makes, trying to learn all the symbols and things like that. As you know, if you've seen my flip through videos, I've even journaled about it before, and Nissan Cubes as well. So finding this was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I have to put it on my journal. And there it is. I really, really like the way this looks. This is so cool. This is definitely one of my favorite journal covers ever, favorite journals ever so far. Really having a good time in here. I've been writing a lot more regularly, feeling a lot more progress, just like having a good time, not stressing about, oh, I should be writing, or I wish I felt like writing more often. None of that stuff is a concern. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of switching from one journal to the next. This video is probably pretty short actually, but that's okay. Some of my videos are really long, so we will call this one a good transition. I'm really happy. Oh, I should talk about which one I'm going to do next. Actually, wah, 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 wah. I should just put that sound effect in, but I might be too lazy. Speaking of which one I'm going to do next, I've been really wanting to do a smaller journal because I want to use up some of the smaller scraps I have, and I feel like I could use them as full page scraps instead of trying to tear up all these little paper pieces that kind of looks boring, and I'm tired of that aesthetic. If you know what I mean, like if I have leftovers from when I cut out of scrapbook paper to fill a full page, and then that leftover I usually tear it up and glue it in as like texture, but I'm so tired of that. I'm sick of it. I stopped doing it. So now I've got all these like little pieces of paper, and it would be just perfect to fit into this journal. Got this at TJ Maxx. It was $4. There were Ecolo. I got a couple others. If you're wondering what the C stands for, it stands for, crikey, I wish they hadn't put big letters on the covers of these notebooks. But you know what? It's going to be like an ironic C. It's going to be like an aesthetic thing for rich people that you plebes would not understand. That's what I've decided. It's very fancy. And I just really like the colors here. And I like the cream pages, and then it lays flat. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of this whole situation back here, because I mean, seriously, this pen is terrible. I wish they would have just made a nice spine, but this is still doable. Hopefully I can just fly through it. It's 160 pages. I don't see myself getting into a slump here, but last time I used a small journal, I did get into a little bit of a slump. But that journal didn't have lines. It was very thick. It just felt like it was going on forever, whereas this one is more manageable, much thinner, and a little bit more familiar with the lines and everything, and the rounded corners. Like, it just feels like a more familiar place. So I think this is going to be a good one, and hopefully I'll have this one done in October. It shouldn't take that long to fill it unless I get into a slump, because after that, I want to use this other Fringe. I've got this one and a third one. I need to stop doing this. When I go to a store like TJ Maxx or Ross, which is where I found these as well, if I find a journal I like, it's like, oh man, I like that. I'm probably never going to see it again, so I should grab as many as I can. Which is like, no, you shouldn't. You have a box full of journals at home. But I want to try it. I do want to try it. How do you argue with that? I like to try things. I mean, right now we have our #1 contender for favorite journal ever since I started using them. But maybe we could have someone unseat the champion, you know, like one of these days. So I keep trying stuff. And and what if it's my new favorite? Then I'm never going to find it again. This is like, I think this company is, what does it say? Fringe. Designed in California. For some reason I thought this was Korean, but it isn't. So whatever, it's not even that fancy, but I like it, you know? So this one has a pocket too, isn't that cool? That's awesome. So I'm gonna go back into this huge one, and the reason is in November and December, and probably even January and February, I mean, that's holiday season, right? And I'm gonna be traveling a bunch. I'm gonna have so many memories to write about, and pictures to print out at CVS and paste in, and maybe I'll be feeling artsy again. Like, I hear that, like, well, actually October will be over. I was gonna say, I think Paperworm does a challenge in October, so that could be a good time to have a big journal, but no, I will have a little journal. And I'd like to try to do her challenge, although I am a little tired out by challenges at the moment, but hopefully by the time October rolls around, I'll be ready for whatever it is she does, which I'm not sure. Sarah, you could just go look it up. It's on her channel. Yeah, I know, but I've been waiting to be surprised by this all year, okay? Because I don't remember it from last year, and I was really excited to see what it was. And it's like, it'll be like my first time, and I won't know what's coming. So, anyways, that was a weird tangent. But the point is, this is going to be good for memory keeping. That is one thing these journals are really good for. Like, I don't have to worry about it getting huge, because I had another journal from back in the day which I used for a lot of memory keeping, because I did a lot of traveling with my family that year, and oh my gosh, it's massive. There's a literal napkin sticking out of it, and I had to seal it tight with 2 rubber bands so that it wouldn't just fly open and look ridiculous. It still looks ridiculous, but not as ridiculous. So I think that, you know, it'll be good to have this, and things could be worse. You know, I'll be able to do it. I believe in myself. And worst comes to worst, you know, I could do a challenge or something in here, do some prompts. I can always find ways to fill up pages. Or you know what? I could abandon it if I get sick of it. I just want to use up some of these journals. The box is too full, you guys. And I'm so excited about a lot of them. And some of them I'm like, I'm fine with it, but I wouldn't want to, I'm not looking forward to it either. So I just like to get through some of those less fun ones and, you know, move on and figure out more what my permanent style is. These I'm not going to buy any more of these, even if I saw them. I got 3. They're fine. I'll fill them up, and that's good. I got some other journals like that too, that are like, you know what, I got it. It's fine. I'll use it, but I'm probably going to be in a little bit of a slump, and then I'll, you know, hopefully use those up and not buy any more slumpy journals. I should be learning about what works for me and what doesn't. But you know me, I just always got to try something different. And so that's enough rambling about different types of journals. This is journal number 23. You're going to be seeing a lot of it in the near future, probably. And I've really been enjoying it. One thing, I don't think I'm going to be doing as many like decorate with me type videos. I liked doing those for a while, but I'm really liking not doing them like a lot. It's kind of fun to do it off camera. And I'm not going to do something I don't want to do. So there's other types of videos coming up. But if you want to see like spreads and decorations, I'm going to try and post those on Instagram on a pretty regular basis. So I always put my Instagram link in the video description. So if you want to see them, I think they look really cool. I'd follow me. I follow a lot of accounts, so I can say that pretty with a good faith. I think that I make content that is nice to look at on Instagram. So if you are looking for inspiration or just something soothing to calm you as you scroll through, I would definitely recommend my Instagram because it's cool. All right, that's enough of a plug for that. Have a good day and goodbye.